Okay, so this one's going to be a little bit tricky to explain. Hopefully I can explain this in some way that's understandable to you guys. But obviously many of you knows who watch the live streams and my live streams, because I like to live stream a lot here on YouTube, Twitch and Facebook. On YouTube specifically, fans can give something called a super chat, which is effectively like a donation that's highlighted in the color so I can clearly see it, which is sometimes beneficial for me because I find it hard to read the chat anyway, being dyslexic, and all the letters are just jumbled up for me sometimes. You guys have seen me read books in Skyrim, you know how bad it is. But a super chat is effectively a donation that a viewer gives a YouTuber just to show their appreciation, their support, and it can be anywhere from $1 to $500. And believe me, I've got some awesome fans who've given me like ridiculously high donations. So thank you so much for that, by the way, if you are one of those people who continue to support me through donations and membership. The issue I want to talk to you guys today about, though, is it seems like it's possible for copyright claimants to actually take donations intended to the creators. Now, I could be wrong here, but let me sort of give you guys this story to explain what has kind of happened here. I made this live stream video a while back, about 3 weeks ago, coming up to 4 weeks, about 3 weeks ago, and it got copyright striked. Happens to a lot of my content randomly, seemingly. So what basically happened is a company copyright claimed some music in one of my videos, which is kind of annoying because this particular video was about 3 hours long, and they copyright claimed I think literally a section of 5 minutes of music that I was also talking over. Now, whether or not they own the music is another thing, because obviously what I always do is I dispute the copyright claim. And the way the YouTube system works, which is also flawed and a bit of a nightmare, is pretty much anyone, literally anyone, whether they own the music or not, can claim the music to a video and say, oh, we own this Skyrim themed soundtrack, even if they don't. Like, you could set up an account now and claim that you do. And the automated bot basically goes around all the YouTube videos, scanning them all. If it finds like that music track at any time in the video, even if it's not audible or whatever, then it will claim that video. You will then get an email notification on my channel saying, hey, you're using something here that's been claimed by this other company. Do you want to dispute that claim? I always say yes, and then I attach in like my various information saying, well, Bethesda owns this song, and this song that you say you own is actually in this game, and Bethesda has the rights to use it, and they support content creators monetizing their content and so on. So I give them the old legal mumble jumble jargon. So what happened this time is, what usually happens is most companies claim it, I dispute it. After 30 days, they just, because it's like an automated bot going around basically trying to claim the money of every video on YouTube that they pretend to own but don't, that video will then just be released back to you, and you'll get the money back for it, because when the copyright claim's made, the money goes into like a pot, and then whoever wins the claim gets the pot. The only thing is, which is why it's massively flawed and one-sided, is that the copyright claimant, so the person who makes the claim, even when I dispute it, the person who makes the claim then gets the opportunity to accept or deny my dispute. So there's no independent third party going around saying, oh, well, does the person actually own the music? Can they prove they own the music? No, it doesn't work like that. So what happened in this situation is this company claimed it, I disputed it, and then they rejected my dispute, so they got the money for the video. Now, I will show you guys the analytics of this particular video in a moment, to give you guys an idea. Actually, I'll show you now. One sec. Here we are. So this is the video here. And as you guys can see, and this is where the problem comes in, whether or not this company owned this song, they've taken the revenue for this video. This particular video is at 70,000 views now. It's 2 hours and a half long. So I've got adverts once every, I think, 15 to 20 minutes, depending on if it makes sense to put one or not. And the video in estimated ad revenue has made $60. You guys can see just here. So it's made, and then YouTube Red premium revenue made $10. So in total, just from the skippable adverts and whatnot, it's made $80 in total. The rest of the transactions, because the monetization of my channel isn't very good, I'm not going to lie. Like, I've stopped swearing completely, and I've tried to be as like friendly as possible. But for some reason, just my like CPM, like the money I get per 1,000 views, is like super low. So even though this video was 2.5 hours long, I've got 70,000 viewers on it who had like a watch time. If we have a look at the watch time, is 18.9 thousand, and the average view is 25 minutes, which is like stupidly high. That's like really high compared to like the average sort of live stream across the board. So obviously at 24 minutes, people are going to watch at least 2 adverts on average, and there's 70,000 people who have watched the video. So at 2 adverts, basically my revenue for adverts is very low. But anyway, this company's taken that money. But what really annoys me, and what the point of this video is I'm making, is that you guys can see here from the revenue sources, the majority of the transaction revenue, which is $207 for this video, came from my audience, my subscribers giving me super chats. So they donated that money to me. But YouTube basically sticks the ad revenue from skippable adverts and stuff and donations from super chats in the same video. So when someone copyright claims a video, and if they then win the dispute, they also get the donation money that was intended, that you guys are giving to me. So like that, I mean, that's what happened. Like, that just seems terrible. I'm really sorry, like, because obviously you guys have donated this money to me, but the way YouTube do it is like really misleading. I mean, first of all, they take 30% of the donation money anyway, which you have to, like, no one knows that. If you're donating to me as a viewer, you probably think that I'm getting 100% of that money, but YouTube also taking 30% of that as a cut for themselves. Now I understand they make the system up, but these are donations to the creator that audiences want to support them with. But no, they take 30%, which is a bit cheesy, a bit annoying, especially considering what it's dressed up as, if that makes sense. Like, Patreon only take 5% to cover their costs. And I mean, we're talking about Google here, a huge company that don't really need to do that. But hey, they do. That's monetizable income for them. Okay, it's a business model, it makes sense. But then when it comes to like a company like claiming the copyrights of a video, I could understand if they got the skippable adverts and whatnot as revenue, despite there only being apparently 5 minutes of an audio track you can't even hear in a 2.5 hour video, and them getting all of the money for it. But I don't understand them getting all of the donations that were given in that live stream as well. Like, what's that about? That really sucks, man. That seems to be how it works, and that's a bit, I don't know, man. You guys are the subscribers donating money to people that you watch and like, and the fact that like that's how the system works is just like really, really sucks. I mean, yeah, I don't really have anything to say to it. It's just is what it is. Like, that's what's happened. And I messaged on Twitter saying like, look, this has happened. I'm quite upset about it. And some people were like, oh, you hire a lawyer and stuff. I mean, at the end of the day, like, it's only a total of almost $300, I guess. And I mean, lawyers are expensive, you don't just hire a lawyer over every little thing. Like, and as a matter of principle, yeah, it could be great to, but it's one of those things where it's just like, yeah, I'd make a loss if I hired a lawyer. And at the end of the day, this is still a business for me, and I've still got myself, my fiance to, support, and a mortgage to pay and all this other stuff. So that would just be, it doesn't make sense to you. As I always say, the best way to support me is on Patreon, because they only take 5%, because Patreon are like a great company that actually support their creators, and the only money they take from them seems to be to run their business and make it a successful platform, and they literally are all about helping their creators. And then people suggest, why don't you change platform, Danny? And I'm kind of like, well, the thing about YouTube is that I've built my whole audience here, and that my whole audience is here. And if I do change platform, obviously I'm going to lose some of that audience. And where would I go as well? Because YouTube is the biggest platform. And if you have a look at, like, it's basically like we're all part of this sinking ship, and there's not much you can do about it. You just kind of have to accept it. And obviously, yeah, I stream on Twitch and whatnot, but I like to have the flexibility so that people can watch me where they want. But yeah, I just wanted to share this with you guys and tell you kind of why it pissed me off and what do you guys think about it. You're the people who are paying. Like, where do you think your money's going when you donate to someone? Like, obviously, you all think it's going directly to that creator. It's not. Like, you really want to support someone, like, make sure they have a Patreon and then support them there. Or send, like, a direct donation to PayPal or something. Which you guys do from, like, the mod list we made for Skyrim and whatnot. And I massively appreciate that support. It just genuinely hurts me inside when someone thinks they're actually supporting you, but, like, really, like, there's just... Yeah, it's just shit, man. Alright guys, I'm going to end the video there. I was working on a Skyrim video when I got this like email notification about this. And I'm going to probably record, yeah. Alright guys, I will see you in the next video.